Hi everybody, Ludwig Welshman Productions here, or as my new name is, Miss Cosplay. So, AFO is coming up, or if you don't know what that is, it's Anime Festival of Orlando, and that's coming up. So, people are asking me how to make a video, or how to make the, banners for the convention, because AFO wants you to make banners so it can be posted up on the page and everything. The only way you can get the download for the banner is if you are in, if you got an email saying, oh yeah, you're in the panel, that your panel got accepted, then they start giving everything out that you need, and this is one of them. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this, because I know, and I've been getting questions, because there's a few people out there who just don't know how to use Photoshop, or they don't know how to work this specific application. And it took me most of last night to do this, but I got 2 banners done last night, and I'm going to show them to you first, and then I'm going to show you how to make one. Alright. Oops. So this is my first banner. This is for Frozen Hetalia, which is going to be a panel mixing Frozen, the movie Frozen, and anime Hetalia together. And it's going to be between America, APH America, and 2P APH Oliver Kirkland. So this is my Frozen Hetalia, and then this is Homestuck. We're doing a Vantis team leader control, and the people that are in charge are Karkat and Kanaya. So that's why it looks like this, and if you can see, we actually put the quadrants on it too. So these are 2 examples of banners, and now I'm going to show you how to make one. Alright, so when you download the template, this is what it's going to look like. You get the instructions, where to send it to, etc., etc. So what you have to do is you have to click the I over here, that's right next to instructions, and it makes it go away. If you click this I, which is the outline, you'll lose that. And then this one is so you can put everything there. So first, I already downloaded the images I need, because I'm going to show you how I made Frozen Hetalia. So first things first, I'm going to start with the background, because that just makes life easier, don't you think? So you go over here to background, and you see where there's a little lock right there? That means you can't, see, you can't move it at all, because it's locked. So double click, and just click OK. And now you can move it. So what you're going to do, you're going to click and drag. So you're going to click it, and you're going to drag it to where it says Panel Banner Template. And once you see on your mouse, it's going to show a little square with a plus sign inside. That's when you can let go, and you got it. What I do is I rename my stuff so I know what is what. And I'm just renaming this as Marriage, since that's what it's from. And what I do is I click and drag it below the outline, so that way it's there. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to zoom out, depending on how big the image is. You might have to zoom out a bit. And then click Control T. And what that does is it makes it so you can make the image bigger or smaller. So I'm going to make the image smaller until I get it to where I want it. And you're just going to mess with it until you get it how you want it. Now click Enter, and it'll automatically fix the pixels and everything, so that way you're good to go. Control plus and Control minus zoom into the image and zoom out of the image. So Control plus zooms in. Now, okay, so I have Anna and Kristoff here. And the panel isn't exactly about Anna Kristoff. It's about Alfred F. Jones and Oliver Kirkland. So what I have to do is I have to change their faces. So I'm going to go to my America picture. And first thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to, again, get rid of the locked layer. Now, go over here to your tools. You're going to click this one and right click it and make sure you're under quick selection tool. So you make it bigger by using the brackets. You just click the one bracket, it makes it bigger, and click the other bracket, it makes it smaller. Now I'm going to select everything except America. Once you select one thing, you click Shift and you can select more. And just drag it around, select everything you don't want in the image. Like that. Now right click and click Select Inverse because you only want America. And you go over here and you see what looks like a camera. It's a mask tool. You click that and you lose everything you didn't want. Now, because I only want America's face, it was just easier to do it this way. Now I'm just going to go and erase. Remember, over here, if I switch this, if I switch this to black, everything comes back. If I switch it to white, it erases. That's just how the mask works. So I'm going to erase until I get to what I want. Sorry, I can be a little bit of a perfectionist sometimes. Okay. Now make sure you go back to the moving tool, which is right up here, the first box you can click. Now you have to click it so you can move it and drag it to the template again and just release once you get to where you are. Now sometimes you miss a couple spots. That's normal because you can't exactly see it on the way this is. So you do that. Now if you're under auto select like I am, I can click anything I want and I can just move it around. So click on America, Control T. I'm going to flip his face. And I'm going to size it to match Kristoff's face a bit. And voila. I'm just doing it like that because it makes it, I think it looks okay like that. If you want to, what you can do is if you drag marriage, or I called it marriage, if you drag that and drag it to new note, you'll have two. So you'll have one on top of the other. So so move layer 2 in between the two. Click erase and make sure the top layer has a mask on it. If you want both of them, you want pretty much everything to have a mask because it saves your butt in the long run. So erase, you can erase it and make it to where you can only see certain things. Why is it? Hold on. It's not erasing the way I want it to erase. There we go. Alright, so I'm erasing. I'm going to switch back to black and get rid of pieces of it. What you don't really have to do. You can if you want to. I didn't in the original. It's up to your preference, really. Now, you're going to do the same thing for Oliver, though. Again, go up here and make sure under quick selection and make sure your image isn't locked. The layer is not locked. Now, click an area. You're going to get like a random spot. It's not always the same. Then shift and start selecting everything you don't want. So I'm selecting all the white spots and even this. Now, right click, select inverse, and then click the mask button. So now you have an Oliver head. You're going to take Oliver, drag him over to the panel banner, and do this. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to quickly change a couple names. So this is America, and layer 3 is Ollie. So I'm going to have to zoom out. I know that already. So Control T, and size it the way you want it. Now I have to make Oliver fairly small. And now zoom in so I can get to it better. And Control T again. Now I realized I don't want the bow tie, so I'm going to switch to white and erase whatever I don't want. And I need to make it a little bit smaller. See? Now, look at Oliver's face and look at how Anna's face is. We want that to match. So, we're going to go over here to Edit, and we're going to go to Transform and Perspective. Now click on where you want to change the transformation at, and just move it around until you get it how you want it. You can do all kinds of things with the Transform tool. Now enter and Control T, and you can move it around again. There. Now zoom out, and you have Oliver and Alfred. Now, what you have to do, you need to put your title. So I started with the Hitalia logo. Remember, make sure your layer is not locked. Go through, and again, you have to select whatever you don't want. So hit Shift so you can select everything, and then select Inverse and put a mask on it. Now, I don't really want axis powers there, and there's a couple spots in there. So, I'm gonna select this area. That's not what I wanted it to do. Sometimes it tries to select more than what you want, which is normal. Select that. Now, quickest way to delete this is go on your keypad and hit the delete button. If it'll work for me, it's not working. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends. Why is this? Oh, because I'm on black. So go to make sure you're on white. That's my mistake sometimes. Now, I don't want axis powers to be shown. So, but first I have to deselect where it's selected, or I can't erase anything. So deselect, and I go to the eraser button again, and erase the excess that you do not want. Alright, now, you still have W-E-R and part of an S. So, you need to get rid of that, right? So what you do is you go over here to what looks like a stamp, right click. You're going to click Clone Stamp Tool. So you're going to go up here and click Alt, and it's going to change the way it looks. You're going to click on an area. So I need to click on a green area. And make sure you're on the actual image, not the mask. So Alt, and you're just going to paint it in. And you have to keep doing this depending on the area. you're trying to paint, you're trying to mask, and just keep going until you have it the way you want. And then go back in with your eraser and erase the excess. There. So now you have a boot, the Italian, the country of Italy's boot, and the word Italia. So again, drag it, drop it, and you're going to have to size it. So Control T, zoom out a bit, and enter. Now let me really quickly go in and change that to Italia. It makes life easier for me if I name everything, because then I know what layer I'm working with. Now we're going to have to do the same thing with Frozen, but Frozen is going to be a little bit more complicated. Unlock the layer and go to the quick selection tool again and just start selecting everything. And then I did that wrong. Select inverse and do a mask. Now we're going to have to fix this a little bit, of course. So switch to black in your eraser tool. And you can easily bring everything back. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start selecting stuff, and I'm going to use the delete key, if it'll work for me this time. Alt gets rid of any spot that you do want, and it just accidentally selected. See? So I use the delete key. I just clicked the delete button on my keypad, and it deleted what I didn't want. So you're just going to have to mess with it a little bit until you get it the way you want it. And then just click delete. And then deselect. And just keep going. Sometimes I think this is easier, depending on what I'm trying to do, than using an eraser, because sometimes if you're trying to click everything, you miss pieces. Or, as you've noticed, I keep having to use Alt to fix something, because it tries to get rid of something I need. So if I do it this way, I have more control, I think, on what I'm trying to do. Because how this works is it selects by the color, and sometimes certain colors are practically the same. So now this one I'm going to have to really touch up. Delete. And deselect again. So now you have the word Frozen. Now what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag it again to the panel. And then Control T to size it. Size it how you want it, and put it in. Click enter. Quickly go in and change the name if you want to. I do, it just makes life easier for me. And there you have it, a Frozen Italia banner. And now all you have to do is follow the instructions and send it to where you need to send it, and post it into the page you need to post it. So that's how you make a that's how you make a banner in general. And that's pretty much just how you mess with Photoshop also in general, because that was practically like 3 weeks of my class on how to use Photoshop in, how long was this video? 20 minutes. So, 3 weeks and 20 minutes. Yay! Now, if you have any questions, comment below, and I will answer your questions as soon as possible. Or if you follow my Facebook page, which is Ludwig Belschmidt Productions, or my Instagram, which is Miss Cosplay, MS period cosplay. Ask me questions there. I'm practically almost always connected to them, and I will answer any questions you have. If you have more questions on how to work Photoshop, let me know, and let me know what your problems are, and I will do more videos on Photoshop. So yeah, well, have a nice day, and I hope to see you at a convention soon.